was like, oh, is that the problem? Is Love just a rich white girl? Hey YouTube, welcome back to WeSibs, West Coast, East Coast siblings, where we cover your favorite movies and TV shows. And today we are covering You, episode 7! I was like, what episode is it? If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you like this video, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so you can be notified of our reviews of other TV shows. I'll be reviewing You every day until it's over. Let's just get into it. I'm just gonna give you a review of the whole episode and then we'll talk about it. Joe is back to his creepy ways of stalking people. His victim is Marianne. He's all up in her life, all up in her bedroom, sniffing her drawers and taking her chapstick once again. It's really disturbing. Also, Love thinks she might be preggers, which is like crazy because she just slept with Theo. So is that his baby or is it Joe's baby? Speaking of Theo, Love and Joe do the do, and while they're getting down, Love is fantasizing about Theo, which is like really weird because he's a child. Whatever, he's 19. And then Joe is fantasizing about Marianne. Gosh, I always forget her name. Yeah, so they're fantasizing about the people that they actually want to be with while they're sleeping with each other. Gosh, Theo is so annoying. He's just such like a desperate little baby child. But I get it, you know, his parents are divorced. He lost his dad. Like, it's just really confusing because Matthew's not his father. Matthew is his stepfather. Anyway, he wants some attention from somebody. So he goes after Love because Love slept with him and now he's obsessed with her. Matthew decides to hire a private investigator to investigate everyone in the town, including Love and Joe. Love's mom is like opening the vineyard that she had and she's having like a big like, I don't know, event thing. She and Love have a chit chat before about Love potentially being pregnant, but at the event, obviously Sherry's there annoying everyone. She has an Instagram live and Love's mom is on the Instagram live and straight up tells people on IG live that Love is pregnant. And of course Love is traumatized and flips out at her mother, but her mom comes back strong, man. Her mom is really good at psychoanalyzing people. She's like, you were just having rich white girl problems, Love. You were blowing up your marriage for no reason. I'm like reading my notes because she was salty. Her mom tells her to stop looking at herself and stop sabotaging herself because she feels guilty for being wealthy and not having any problems. But then during the argument, Love realizes that she has her period and so she's not pregnant. Now, just want to say, she finds out because there's blood on her fingers, but what was her hand doing between her legs while she was arguing with her mother? It's just like a little bizarre. Like, what the heck? Who? What? Anyway, we also find out that Marianne's husband, the father of her child that she's fighting to get custody for, is the news guy who knocked over the sprinklers a couple episodes ago to get Matthew to come out of the house and talk to the press. That's her husband, so we already know he's a moron. He comes to the library to throw down with Marianne, and Joe steps in and goes, "Hey, you need to leave her alone." And then Marianne, and I don't know, okay, maybe I'm just an old lady, maybe I'm old school, but I cannot stand when a girl gets angry with a guy for being chivalrous. Like, what the heck? Let that man do what he gotta do. My goodness, you ain't say nothing when he stepped in. These things really frustrate me. And Joe makes a great point. He's like, I don't like bullies. I wouldn't let anyone bully anyone. I would have done that for anyone. Calm your behind down. That was just really annoying. I was like, girl, please. While Marianne is flipping out at Joe because Joe was actually nice and helped her when her ignorant husband stepped in to try to fight her, Joe is realizing he has a pattern. Basically, he goes after weak, wounded women who go after men who abuse them. Pretty much his mom. He's got mommy issues. And it was really weird because in the episode he says mother issues. And I'm like, no one says that. But this is the first time we're hearing Love's thoughts. I don't know if we heard her thoughts in season 2 through her text messaging 40, even though he's dead. His phone is in her nightstand drawer, and so she texts him. After realizing that she's not pregnant, Love gets drunk, and she's sitting in a bathtub, and she's just kind of dazed, and 40 shows up. Super weird. They're both naked in a bathtub, but I get it, you know, because they're twins, and they're in the water, and they're naked. The episode is called Womb. It's like a simulation of, you know, them being twins in the womb, you know? Sorry, anytime I think about twins, I just think about the Lannisters, and then it's like really disgusting. Anyway, that's not what's happening with Love and 40. So they're in the bathtub, and Love is like, she doesn't even like Joe anymore. She doesn't even know what's happening. Why is she ruining her marriage? Why is she self-sabotaging? And 40 says, listen, Joe was never your soulmate, girl. It was me. Oh, maybe so it is a little Lannister-y. No, just joking. I don't think. He means as friends. 40 was her dude, her homeboy, and he's dead now, and that's why she's texting him. Later on in the episode, Love tells Sherry that she and Joe are having some marital problems, and Sherry actually gives some reasonable advice. She's like, listen, you're always gonna have marriage problems. Love is choosing that person and choosing to love them every day. And I was like, wow, Sherry, that's actually some good advice, you know? Your spouse is never gonna be perfect, and you just gotta choose them. In light of that conversation, Love tells 40 that she has to go. She's got to let go. She's got to grow up. She's got to leave the womb. While Love is having this whole emotional epiphany and 40 in her bathtub, Marianne, the sprinklers are broken in the library, and so she calls him at late o'clock at night asking for him to help her. And I'm like, girl, who you fooling? You couldn't have called the blind guy? You gotta call Joe? Marianne reveals that she and her ex were on drugs, and they have this whole past, and she was driving on drugs and got caught with a baby in the back seat. That's why her husband got custody of the child, and he got clean before her, and you know, he's a rich white man, so... Or maybe he wasn't rich. No, I don't think he was rich. I don't know. And it took her longer to get clean. So in the midst of this and sharing their deep, dark pasts, and then they smooch. And it's a big, dramatic smooch with the rain coming down and all the heat. And then Joe realizes, Love is gonna kill you. And she sure as heck is, I think anyway. She ain't done nothing in this episode, but Marianne ain't gonna last long. Back to Love. There's a lot of switching back and forth between between Joe and Love. Anyway, the next morning, Theo shows up at Love's apartment. He's like, yeah, you drunk called me, and like, here I am to save you because I'm your man. I'm like... Ooh, no thank you. Anyway, he tells Love that Matthew has hired a private investigator and has video cameras surveilling everyone throughout the town, and he's tapped into them and is using them to figure out who killed Natalie. Naturally, Love is upset, and she tells Joe about this when she gets back from the retreat, and she says, well, maybe we could just like let Theo think that like I like him, you know, like maybe we could just like use his attraction to me to our advantage. Like maybe like we'll just use him to get more information about what Matthew's doing. I'm like, girl, who you kidding? You done slept with that boy once. We all know you trying to do it again. Like, you heard what Sherry said, but it seems like it went in one ear and out the other. You just looking for an excuse to fool around with this child. And of course, Joe thinks that's perfect because now Love will be distracted with Theo and Joe can do whatever he wants with Marianne, pretty much sleeping with her. Love will be distracted enough so that hopefully Marianne won't die. This is just like a laughably bad plan. They're both delusional. Oh my gosh, YouTube. I got a phone call in the middle of recording this episode, so I didn't film a goodbye. So I'll just say it now. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked that video, like that video, or this video, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so you can be notified of our reviews of all things movies and TV. And I will see you literally in 5 minutes for the next episode. Bye.